Hello folks, here's a guide for every puzzle in the main event for 2.0. I'm gonna start with all the normal ones first, and then the hard ones later. I'll have timestamps for all that, so just jump to whatever you need help on. And the normal ones are pretty standard and easy, so you're probably gonna breeze through them fine. The first couple are for the pinball ones that we have done. The very first one, like you saw, you just activate everyone and rotate the last switch. Here's the second one. You pretty much turn on all of them except the first one. You leave the first one off to have a bypass, and then turn on the rest. And when you're done, just talk to the NPC to go on to the next half. Now for the Dream Ticker. This is the puzzle-like one where you move around some switches or beams and a mirror. And your goal is to hit and get those cogs. This is my favorite of the new puzzles. I really enjoy this one a lot, and it's pretty fun too. Makes you think a little, and guessing randomly and sometimes getting it right all of a sudden is a very nice feeling. But the main trick is the angles, the edges. Just try to match the edges so it makes an actual platform that the Hanu can walk along. Alright, next set, speaking of Hanus, we are transforming or morphing into Hanu. In these ones, you gotta find the little bird and yank him out. And there's only one here. Just take the little teleporter and walk along. Watch out for the bat. It could see you if you are too slow. And the boxes will help you hide. So when you get to the boxes, use your E or F button, E button, whichever the vision button is, to see where the enemies are looking. Then time your little escape towards the bird when they're looking away. Here's Hanu 2. This one has 3 birds instead of 1, and the progress saves. So if you get caught in between, if you get 1 bird and get caught, well, you'll save that bird and you only need to get 2 more instead of restarting from the beginning. So the first one's very easy. There's no obstacles here. Just teleport up and get the bird. The second one, you have to sneak around this TV guy. I would just kind of wait until he kind of walks past you and then you sprint behind him to get the second bird. And as I mentioned, getting caught will not reset the whole puzzle. It will just put you back at the start, but all the birds save. So I just get caught to kind of save time instead of trying to wait and get around the TV guy to escape. I just get caught, so I'll be ready for the next bird or the last bird. This one, just wait for him to look away and zoom in. Try to hurry because he does patrol and you don't want him turning back as you're reaching the bird. The last type of puzzle, the Dreamwalker or the 3D rooms. It doesn't matter what team you bring because you're most likely not going to go into battle. It's pretty easy to avoid the enemies here. And the goal of all these rooms is to use a little fountain to get more charges of the ramp and use the ramps to navigate to the end. The first one's very straightforward. You only have 1 charge, so use it on the first ramp and then refill and use it on the new ramp. Connect the bridge and talk to the NPC to finish room 1. Room 2 for normal mode is pretty similar. It's pretty one-dimensional or one way. It's not that hard to, or it's not that easy to get lost in this one. At the beginning, fix the bridge and go across to fill up your charges. This time we have 2 charges. Use it on the only bridge available. And there's 2 on this one. You can use it on this bridge to refill, but this one's not actually needed. This one's kind of like if you make a mistake, you can refill back and take a little shorter walk. the one you really need is the one on the far end. So you could have skipped going to that bridge and using the panel and just go straight here, since this is the actual one towards the end. Once you're here, it's pretty much a one-way, and there's not any other choices for bridges, so just follow it until the end. Okay, now for the hard puzzles. There's a lot more of them. There's 5 pinballs and 5 dream tickers, so we'll start with the pinball first. I have all the stages named on the top left here, so you can go to which one you need. I'll also have each puzzle type is segmented in the timestamps, so it's going to be fairly easy to jump around to whichever one you need help on. The pinball, the first couple of them, you need to go halfway through and then get out, and then in order to close the other levers or charges that you opened, since you're limited on how many you can activate at a time. So I was talking over it, but the first time you went halfway through, then when you're there, you close all the levers you activated to get enough charges. So kind of similar here. We open a couple levers here. On the top right, you can see the remaining energy. That's how many you can actually open at a time. So we're opening it up until we get halfway to this one. We get out, and we immediately go back in. Now we close all the panels that we opened to get more energy. And then we'll continue from the middle point to the end. Just open the same little panels that I'm opening, and you'll hit the end just fine. And once you're there, you do need to walk a little to go to the beam of light to complete the challenge. For the third one, there's no halfway, we just go straight to the end, and there's these boxes that pretty much block the light beam, so you pretty much want to take the path to angle around the boxes and reach the end. And some of these panels are in the way of the open or rotate or close buttons, so you might need to click a couple more times to actually get the correct ones to open up. Number 4, we have a midway again, so just open up these correct panels to go halfway through, and then we'll turn it off and open up more panels to get to the end. Yeah, the getting out animation is kind of dumb. You get out just to immediately go back in. I wish it would just let you stay in the little pinball thing, so you don't have to waste time with those extra animations. But it's not that long, it is what it is, could be worse. And overall, I timed it. For me to finish this whole event without any editing or anything like that, from start to finish, it was about 30 minutes. So you can get everything, all the rewards in 30 minutes, and there's a lot of rewards. There's a bunch of Stellar Jade, there's 10 for every one of these that you solve. And then the completion bonus, you get a bunch there. And you also get to get a character. I think the choices are Gwenfin, Sampo, Yukong, or Asta. For me, I would say Sampo or Asta are very strong picks. Asta primarily, but if you already have her at E6, then pick either the ones that you are missing, that you don't have at all, just to fill in the roster and get some more Stellar Jades from their messages. Or, I guess Gwenfin or Sampo, they're both nihility. Sampo is good if you don't have Black Swan, but if you already have Black Swan, then go with Gwenfin. Yukong is kind of hard. She's okay harmony. She does add some damage. She's not as strong as Ting Yun, and she's harder to use than Ting Yun because you gotta do a lot of speed tuning in order to make sure your DPS is after her turn. And then there's a lot of things in battle that will mess things up, so I would not recommend Yukong for most players. Anyway, we're on to the next puzzle type, the little dream ticker. And this one just, I guess, follow the mirror movement. You gotta go through a couple puzzles or a couple cogs on each one. And I find these to be the funnest, so give it a try yourself first and see if you can solve it or maybe lucky your way through solving it. If not, then come back for the assistance. And some of these are kind of neat where I get super lucky on solving, like already having everything placed ready for the second half. So immediately once my little Hanu gets the first cog, he immediately goes to the second cog. It doesn't happen in every puzzle. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 in the entire game that actually has the immediate solvability from one cog to the next. And one of these is from this event. And I know at least another one is from one of the ones in the normal maps. And I have a guide for every single puzzle and chest and Lord trash cans for all the new zones in 2.0, so you can check that as well. It will be the video right before this one that came out. So yeah, for this one with the proper setup, you can just move the mirror to pretty much get to all 3 cogs. The last one you need to move it, make minor adjustments, but very little. This one is pretty tricky because there's an elevation difference, and you've got to pretty much make the angles or look away where it doesn't make the elevation difference. So it's kind of like the infinite staircase, impossible staircase type of 3D puzzle stuff. And here's the last stream ticker. The first part is pretty easy to get to. The second one needs a little bit of tinkering. And then getting back is the confusing part. Like this third part from the last cog or the second cog to the third cog took me a little bit to get initially because of just the tricky angle, and it was like a little bit of luck at the end there. But I do know that I want to put the mirror around here, so I don't get the vertical panel, and that way the Hanu can kind of go straight through. Okay, now on to the Hanu Mighty Morphin Power Ranger time again. Like, that's what literally the thing says. If you read it, I think it says it's morphing time or something like that. And it's gonna be the same 2 rooms that we've been in before. They like reusing stuff, but it's fine. Different enemies, different layouts, or object layouts at least, so it's new enough. Sneak behind this TV guy to go and get the first bird. Then we want to turn big again. The TV is right next to you, and so is the enemy. So I was trying to not get seen and use the switch, but the enemy caught me. However, I respawned right here anyway, so it didn't make a difference, and I just transformed back to normal without needing to restart the whole thing. Now we want to go to the other area above the stairs since little Hanu can't climb stairs, and go back to Hanu again. The bird is being protected by a TV guy, so we gotta take the teleporter to knock him out. There's no timing involved, this one doesn't move, so just push the vase off when you get there, and get the bird. For the second Hanu puzzle, there is an element of timing in the end, but you have 2 vases to try or attempt, so it's not that bad. You just gotta push early. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. But right here, where the chest is usually at, is a teleporter instead, so use that to go ahead and knock out this TV guy. When he gets to the end, he stops, so you have plenty of time to knock him out. Now we can peacefully go through the little corridor that he was guarding. Technically, you don't need to knock him out. You can kind of wait and time your little approach when he moves away, since you don't need to go back to him. So you can do that as well and just do a quicker run without knocking him out. The second one, there's a bat here. Watch out for him, or watch out for the bat, and then go to the teleporter on the left here. And here's where the timing part comes in. You see, there's 2 bases here. You can use either one. I'm picking this one because it's faster. And when you see the TV start coming down, before reaching the red circle, click push. So you get, since there's a little lag, you see when I click it, there's a little delay before I can push the base and knock it. So make sure you go a little early. If you go too late, you have the second base to use as a backup. And here's the final puzzle type, the 3D rooms, and there's only 2 of them. Once again, the team you pick doesn't matter. You're not gonna really go into any fights unless you attack them. It's pretty easy to go around all the enemies here. Activate the bridge and get the fountain. It's pretty much a one-way for a little bit. So it's not that easy to get lost at the beginning at least. As you see, I'm looking around to see there's other ramps and stuff, but no, all this is just one way. And just make sure to keep refilling your fountain as you make bridges. For this one, use the one on the right to get another stock or another charge of your bridge making thing. If you go left, you'll find out that you can't go any further, so you're gonna turn around and go right anyway. So go right first. I went back here to just make sure nothing's there, and yeah, nothing's there. So now you just go on the other bridge and pretty much just follow this to the end. Alright, here's the last one. This one is a little longer and a little trickier at the end because there is a fill-up fountain that you need to get, and it's hidden behind several fountain refills, so it's not as obvious to reach. And that's the main key thing. Once you get that, then you have pretty much solved the room. I just used this one here to make the bridge as a shortcut later on, but it's not really needed. Actually, wait, yeah, this one is needed, my bad. Because this one you need to refill in order to continue on to unlock those 2, and then you gotta make another bridge to connect. Each one of these bridges will save you 1 extra... Oh, I keep using... So each one of these switches will make it so you're saving 1 extra bridge usage. So you kind of need to go through all of them this time around in order to eventually get to the fountain with the extra charge. But This one, yeah, this one here is optional because they both lead to the same spot. It's just a little more walking or not, up to you. What you really want to go to this one behind here, and then use the switch to get to the fountain, and this will lead to another fountain that gives you another charge. So yeah, that's the tricky part about this, is finding this part here. Now that we got this other charge, we can go back to the main area and use the other, make the bridge on the other thing that has the stairs, and that will lead us to the end. So yeah, this run was not fully efficient. There was a switch and a bridge that I could have skipped to make it a little faster, but it doesn't matter too much overall. You just want to eventually get to the end, and then once you have the extra charge, come back to the main room and use the other bridge that I'm going to show you right here. This one that I'm looking at here on the top, that's the end. So once you have 3 charges, come back to the main room and go to this bridge here. And here's our final chest and our completion for the final puzzle. And here's all the rewards you can get. It's a bunch of rewards since you get 10 J's for every one of those puzzles, as well as one of these 4 characters to pick from. And then here's the big rewards. You get a little resin thing to pick a specific relic, not artifact, I was about to say artifact, but I caught myself. A specific relic main stat you want, which helps a lot. Use it only for either the boots or speed boots, for crit chest, or for a specific element on the orb relic, the globe. Not the rope, because attack or HP is fairly common, so you don't want to waste it on the rope. And then look at all these J's that I'm getting from all the other stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have fun out there, Trailblazer.